Right, having a look at the race today with the reverse grid then, we've actually got a Division 2, Adam Bint on the front row in pole position next to Neil Yates. Behind him we've got Steve Powell next to John Bowler in fourth row on the grid. Back then we've got Stuart Oliver next to Michael Oliver. That'll be an interesting father-son first corner. Dave Jenkins next to Ryan Smith. A serious battle through the pack for them early on. Paul Rivett for David Smith then down starting the Division 2 pack. Paul Rivett, of course, heading up the Division 2. And then behind them...
Behind them we've got Simon Cole alongside John Powell, the two Division 2 title protagonists. Our Dutch visitor Willem Breidek is next in number 50 in his Volvo, alongside Archie Handy, number 40, the youngest man in the championship. And Tom O'Rourke, 86, starts at the back of the grid. Of course, he failed to finish race 1 yesterday, ended up in the gravel at Druids.
There we go. So, very much better conditions today. Tarmac's bone dry at the moment. Not much work to do to the trucks last night, although Steve Powell did have to change his windscreen and his front panel, taking some serious damage from that incident involving Dave Smith's side panel yesterday. And of course, we did also see some pretty severe damage on Tom O'Rourke's 86 International Navistar, taking the windscreen out for him as well. Interesting start for me today as well. We got told off by the fun police in the paddock today, Dave. Apparently 10 people on a buggy is not allowed.
Okay.
I mean, we fitted and it was fine, but we got told off, so I had to walk. So I'm not happy about that. I'll be putting an official complaint into Lord of the Marshals later on.
Walking off breakfast, I suppose. Excellent full English from the Kentagon, I have to say, this morning. So thank you very much.
I saw the photograph of that. Yes, it did look quite enjoyable.
It was very good indeed, as always. So the grid for this race based on the results of race 1, as we say yesterday, with the top 8 reverse. That's why we've got a Division 2 truck, Adam Bint, the Oxfordshire driver, in his Volvo on pole position. And we did actually see a Division 2 truck take an overall win earlier this season on Easter weekend at Brands Hatch. Paul Rivett took the victory. So will we see a surprise again here? Paul Rivett, we know, is one of the quicker Division 2 trucks. He's not in championship contention because he's missed 3 rounds this year.
Indeed, this is it. Yeah, shame for that as well, really. You know, because obviously losing that engine down at Snetterton, I believe it was, and yeah, missing quite a few races there, and of course the all-important French round. But see them lining up on the pit straight now. I'll be interested to see how long Adam Bint can make it stick, because we saw some serious pace out of him yesterday, and it'll be intriguing to see what he can do with that. But for me, more interestingly, next row back, we've got John Bowler and we've got Steve Powell. Now, Steve, self-admittedly, not too chuffed with the situation yesterday. Of course, slipping those couple of points behind Dave Jenkins into third for the championship overall. It's going to be an interesting start for him. Can he manage to get ahead of that Division 2 and Neil Yates early on before, of course, we see the likes of third and fourth row, the Oliver family and Jenkins and Ryan Smith coming through.
So Adam Bint on pole position. It was the first truck in the championship to use HVO sustainable fuel.
Yes.
Last season. Now all the trucks are using that, which is great to see for this season.
Indeed, yeah, provided by our championship partner Sylvie Fleet and BWOC. Yeah, the Green HVO's second year outing now, completely provided for as well. It's free of charge to the championship, which is really phenomenal, of course, to make sure we try our very best to make this fuel-burning sport as clean and efficient and environmentally friendly as possible. And to mention another one of our championship sponsors, the Pace truck today, coming to us from MV Commercial and Fruhoff. They'll also be handing out the trophies for us later on after the race.
It's MV Commercial there. Head honcho is at the back of the grid here, Tom O'Rourke.
Indeed,
in the International Navistars. Let's see how well he can come through. Thanks to all the other partners of the British Truck Racing Championship, TRP Truck and Trailer Parts, GT Tyres, Dines Motor Group, who are one of the main sponsors of this weekend here at Brands Hatch. About 8 or 9 of their recovery vehicles are here on display.
They actually
the show
won
truck parade.
best kept fleet last night as well. I handed out the trophies for them in the Kentagon, so well done to Dines for best kept fleet here at the
excellent
season finale.
Yeah, big truck show at Trackside this weekend. MV Commercial we've mentioned, Total Care Vehicle Lifts, Sylvie Fleet we've mentioned, the fuel suppliers, BWOC, who are also nationwide bulk fuel suppliers and renewable diesel suppliers, Transport Monitoring Solutions, Truck and Driver Magazine and Fruhoff Trailers are among the partners. Also, the championship partnering with men's mental health charity Man Up this year as well, started in 2019, raising awareness about mental health among men, breaking the stigma that surrounds the subject by encouraging openness, and that it's okay not to be okay, as they say. So if you do need to talk to anyone, then Man Up is there for you.
No, indeed, it's very true. I mean, I'm a tradesperson during the week, and it's quite a prevalent thing, really, is mental health. Of course, it's important to remember as well that a positive outlook is also classified as mental health. You don't have to feel sad to be having a bad day, and you don't have to feel great to be succeeding at life. Sometimes, you know, you've got your ups and you've got your downs, but it's important to look at the bigger picture and remember that there are always people in the same boat as you that are happy to hear it and happy to help.
Here we go then, with the first race of the weekend. First race of the day, I should say, for the British Truck Racing Championship. Bit of AC/DC on the circuit public address in the background. We are about to be thunderstruck, certainly here.
Indeed, yes.
It's Brands Hatch.
Extremely clear is the circuit commentary down here in the commentary box today. So you might be hearing lots of commentary at some point. But of course, we are the important voices to listen to, and that's all you need to worry about. Of course, one thing I liked in France, they did have this outing music played out over the stream as well. Incredible music.
Well, we're about to get underway then. The pace truck is pulling into pit lane. Adam Bint and Neil Yates on the front row of the grid. This is going to be a very interesting one. Watch for Ryan Smith. Can he make it a hat-trick from 8th place on the grid alongside David Jenkins? The revs are up, ready to get underway. We're ready to rumble with the British Truck Racing Championship, and we are underway. Adam Bint leads off, but Stephen Powell streaks straight through from the second row, takes the lead into the first corner. Neil Yates, his teammate, hangs on around the outside. Oh, he's into the gravel. No. Neil Yates, he's gone wide. Can he keep it going?
Come on, keep that momentum.
Yeah, he's just about kept it going and will rejoin at the back of the field. Bad luck to Neil Yates, the recovery company boss in the number 33 truck. Everybody else has got round the first corner okay, so Neil Yates up with Archie Handy, the young gun in the ex-Paul McCummesky Volvo at the back of the field. It's Stephen Powell who leads. Adam Bint from pole position has held second place. One of the Olivers, that's Michael Oliver, is up into third. David Jenkins has charged through into fourth alongside John Bowler in the number 14, who brilliantly came through from the back in race 2 yesterday after he had an off in qualifying. But it is Stephen Powell, the local man, literally lives just down the road from Brands Hatch, leads the way in truck number 3 as they come up to complete lap number 1.
That was a fast lap. I tell you what, I can't believe it's almost over. But John Bowler making a move there past Stuart Oliver. And Adam Bint, bit of contact there with Michael Oliver. But will he make room for Dave Jenkins to come through behind as well before the top? Yes, Dave Jenkins for the inside line, just round to the top of Paddock Hill Bend. But still a good gap behind Michael Oliver as he seems to put the power down on the exit there. As he comes back up to the top of the hill. Heavy braking for that hairpin. Everybody making it round. I tell you what, John Bowler is certainly battling through there. Stuart Oliver looks for a space past the champ.
Yes, John Bowler, very impressive from the back yesterday. He's yet to win this year. His only Division 1 win came at Thruxton last season. Ryan Smith just behind him, and you can see they're trying to get past Adam Bint, which is a Division 2 truck. It's not as powerful as the Division 1 trucks around it. And they're able to get past mainly on the straights there with the increased straight line speed. David Jenkins came through at the end of the first lap. He's up into third position now, but it is still Stephen Powell, who had a disappointing day yesterday by his usual standards. He's lost second place in the points to Dave Jenkins, so he'll want to get that back again. Leads Michael Oliver. Ryan Smith, the Division 1 champion, 9 in a row up the inside as they go down the Sir Jack Brabham straight. Adam Bint moving to cover there. The two bonneted trucks are very differing ages. The Volvo white Aerodyne of Adam Bint ahead of the Daimler of Ryan Smith, but John Bowler just drives straight around the outside and Smith up the inside. This is going to be interesting into Druitt.
It certainly is. That's looking very tight, but will Ryan try and get past, or will he bide his time? Adam Bint still fighting chance. So we see a little bit of contact there between Stuart Oliver coming ever so slightly wide. Adam Bint, though, now onto the inside line for the next curve. And a lock up there from Paul Rivette. Doesn't look like it's cost him too much time, though, luckily, but there is a gap forming between the two divisions, which is good to see. And yeah, Adam Bint certainly holding up. Stuart Oliver there, also I say holding up, is making him wait, I would think.
In the battle for Division 2 Championship, Simon Cole is ahead of John Powell further back, 11th and 12th. Tom O'Rourke's got past them now from the very back of the grid. So if you look on the timing tower on the left of your screen. Simon Cole, number 41, John Powell, number 6. They were separated by 15 points in favour of Powell coming into this race. So a maximum score in a race is 21 if you win and get fastest lap. So that's 3 times 21 is the maximum on offer, 63 points today. So that title is very much up for grabs. This is the lead battle in Division 1. Michael Oliver all over the back of Stephen Powell, and David Jenkins just shadowing them. 3 trucks line astern, 15 tonnes, about 3,000 horsepower there.
That's a lot of engine power, I tell you what, and things can go very wrong very quickly, hence why Dave Jenkins using that experience to just wait on the back foot to see what happens between the number 3 and the number 12 truck. But Michael Oliver darting all over the place as they make their way around onto the pit straight. Is he going to be able to put the power down to make a move before the end of the straight, just past the start-finish line? But it looks like Steve Powell's pulling away quite nicely there. Plenty of power. Are we going to see an attempt? John Powell all over the back now, though, of Simon Cole. He's looking for a way through. Of course, Simon Cole could get the 16 points ahead now, which would close that gap between him and John Powell. Again, we spoke earlier on about Division 2 being a very tight championship. It's literally race by race. Points-wise, of course, Simon Cole extremely close behind John Powell.
Yeah, and it seems that Adam Bint and Paul Rivette have the legs on these two. There they are. There's Paul Rivette in the Napa MA and the blue and white truck. So if those two do the class winning this weekend and Simon Cole does outpoint John Powell, we could have a champion, Simon Cole, who hasn't won a race all season.
Indeed, that would be something to talk about, wouldn't it? I mean, it's interesting. It reminds me a few years ago of Craig Evans. He never actually got a podium once in the year, and yet ended up getting 3rd place overall for the championship. But of course, as long as Mr. Cole carries on doing what he's doing, and as he said, his word of the day yesterday was consistency, and that's very, very important, especially in Division 2, is to finish those races, because of course, as they say, to finish first you must finish.
Indeed. Here's David Smith, number 11, returning to the championship after over 10 years away this year in his MAN. Best he's had is a 2nd at Snetterton, chasing Adam Bint there. He got the save of the season yesterday when he got a bit of contact going into Druids with Stuart Oliver and was sideways across the grass. And Michael Oliver on the grass there coming out of Druids as he chases Stephen Powell for the lead. It's now 4th for the lead because Ryan Smith has got past John Bowler and he's going after his arch rival Dave Jenkins for 3rd.
Indeed, I can see a very big change of the overall standings by the end of this race, as we see, of course, Ryan Smith gaining on every single lap. He's looking for a space past Dave Jenkins now, though. This will be the bigger challenge for him, effectively, although I'm sure he'll still try and make light work of it. Dave joking on the pit lane yesterday when I interviewed him about Ryan Smith running out of luck at some point. And he's like, his day will come. Is this the day that Dave holds off the champion? Not too sure the way he's looking at the moment, though. But back at the very front, though, Steve Powell having a very good race. He'll be much happier with this after yesterday's performance. But Michael Oliver isn't going to let him get away that easy. He's had 2 thirds already this weekend, Michael Oliver, and I think he wants to make the full set, at least a 2nd and a 1st if he can.
4 of them down the hill into Graham Hill Bend. Did Michael Oliver just touch the back of Stephen Powell there? I think he just gave him a little bit of a love tap there going into Graham Hill Bend. The man from the northeast of England tries to move to the inside. Dave Jenkins from Stafford in 3rd place, and the Nottinghamshire driver Ryan Smith, the 9 times champion, pushing Dave Jenkins all the way for 3rd place. Now this is going to be a very exciting final 8 minutes of this race. Coming up towards half distance, Adam Bint still leads Division 2 further back. Michael Oliver is not holding back here. He is attacking for the lead.
Bump drafting Ryan Smith behind Dave Jenkins there. He is looking for every opportunity. I mean, he's got to be in the slipstream in this position. Absolutely crazy. Literally, the bunching up of these top 4 now of the race is going to get very exciting very quick.
Jenkins a bit wide there, out of Paddock Bend onto the gravel. This is Smith's opportunity.
Does Smith force him wide? He takes the inside line. Smith will be able to make it stick. Oh, we've got Steve Powell off. We didn't see that. We were changing camera angles at the time. There? I do not know, but we've got Ryan Smith right on the back now of Michael Oliver. Steve Powell looks underway, didn't lose too much time, and of course, Michael Oliver now under serious pressure from Ryan Smith. How quick will the champ get past? And now we see John Bowler's joined the party, bringing up the rear there. My goodness, this has been a very exciting lap.
Well, I'm not quite sure what happened to Stephen Powell there, whether there was a bit of contact with Mike Oliver going into Druids. We'll try and see if we can what's happened there. Watch the number 3 on the inside Oh, there was a bit of a touch between the two of them, and Powell slid off wide. He avoided the gravel, did well to do that.
Looks like he slowed down considerably there for some reason. Obviously caught up with him a bit quicker than he expected to. Not sure whether that'll get sent up to the stewards, but we've had a track limits warning for truck number 11 just come down there, so
that's
black
David
and white
Smith.
flag out for him. And also an incident between 11 and 86, so Tom O'Rourke and David Smith at the back there.
That's not the first coming together they've had this weekend, if so.
Indeed not. Certainly the one that's had least effect, because we didn't notice it on the circuit, luckily. Of course, we want to get through the weekend without too many incidents, and being that last race, the last race weekend of the season, as the day goes on, the heads do get a little hotter.
So Michael Oliver continues to lead the way. His father Stuart's back in 6th place in the number 7, who had to change truck in mid-season after an accident at Thruxton in July. Further back there's Tom O'Rourke fighting it out with David Smith. And here's the lead battle now in Division 2, because Paul Rivette has caught Adam Bint. Meanwhile, Ryan Smith, as they went past my commentary box, was challenging for the lead on the inside going into Paddock Hill Bend.
You can't see it in here, but we've got Neil Yates all over the grass as he's almost sideways coming round onto the pit straight, battling with John Powell.
Yeah, just caught that out of the commentary box window there down at Surtees, as again Michael Oliver goes wide out of Druids to cover the inside line for Graham Hill Bend. Ryan Smith is all over the back of him going for win number 3. Could we see a 5 out of 5 for Ryan this weekend? They're coming up to lap Archie Handy in his Volvo. David Jenkins just looking on behind. Michael Oliver has been given a black and white flag as well for exceeding track limits. If he does that again, then he could risk a time penalty as they come out of clear ways once again. Ryan Smith trying to move for the inside now. Has he got a run on Michael Oliver? No, he hasn't. Here's a battle further back. This is John Powell with nothing. Oh, and Stephen Powell's in trouble. Is that
Neil Yates
number 3? No, it's Yates. Sorry, he's got problems with the steering, I think.
It can't be right. His back end has been extremely loose this entire race by the looks of it.
It looked like the steering was at a slightly drunken angle there, so whether he's got handling problems, but never mind that, because look at the way Ryan Smith is going up into Druids. He's all over the back of Michael Oliver now.
Of course, they're bunched up behind Archie Handy, and this, of course, will be survival of the fittest. Who gets past Archie Handy and leaves the other one in the back? Michael Oliver makes a move there down the hill. Does Ryan Smith get caught up? No. Archie moves nicely out of the way there, as also 1, 2 and 3 for Division 1 make their way through. But this is it. Ryan Smith has got to be making this move soon. It's getting extremely tight. Michael Oliver is battling like an absolute trooper to hold him off. But there, Ryan Smith, we see a very tight line there through onto the last corner of the circuit. Oh, and a very smooth overtake there from Ryan Smith, showing why the champ is, of course, the champ as they head their way down with just under 4 minutes left of the race.
Well, Ryan Smith didn't really force the issue coming into clear ways, but Michael Oliver had to give him the room there as he got the nose down the inside. This is the battle in Division 2, meanwhile. Paul Rivette has caught Adam Binton. He's going to have a look as they come into the Brabham Straight. He's got the tighter line, the MAN against the slightly older Volvo White. Across the line they go, and Paul Rivette is going to take the lead in Division 2. As we say, they're not championship contenders, these two. Neither of them have contested the full season, but it's for pride, for class wins this year. Third in Division...
piece, I think, yes. Dave, isn't it, this
Third
weekend?
in Division 2 is still Simon Cole. John Powell's now dropped behind Willem Bredijk, the Dutchman, but he's not scoring points, so...
no. So he will
still get the points for fourth
place, that's right, which is 15 points, I do believe, because we go 20, 18, 16 for the top 3, and then 15, 14, 13, and so on back down the pack. But yeah, very, very tight race. Shame that John Powell seems to be struggling here this week, and of course we've gone from almost title contention to seem to be struggling. So fingers crossed he's got the team behind him that are going to make some improvements before the next race, and we'll see a better result. Not sure where he'll end up in the reverse grid this afternoon.
So here comes the battle for second place. David Jenkins trying to get around Michael Oliver. Stephen Powell still there in 4th. John Bowler going well in 5th position. Of course, the result of this race sets the grid for race 5, the very last race of the day later on, with the top 8 reversed. So at the moment, it's going to be David Smith who will move into pole position.
Be interesting to see what he does with that. It'll be good, yeah. Certainly give them an opportunity, and this is what we love about the reverse grid here at the British Truck Racing Championship, is it really does mix things up through the weekend, because of course the faster drivers always being at the front wouldn't be fun for anybody. So getting to see drivers such as your Ryan Smith battle from the very back all the way to the very front, as he's shown he can do again this race, with a good 2-second lead on second place Michael Oliver. But can Michael hold out for the next, so we call it 2 laps possibly, before the end of this race? Dave Jenkins, still a bit of a gap between them, down 0.5 of a second Jenkins behind Michael Oliver. He's going to be looking to take that silver away from him if he can.
There's a bit flapping on the side of the cab there, you can see on Michael Oliver's truck. So there's been a bit of contact somewhere, I'm not sure. There is John Powell, the DAF, the oldest truck on the grid, quite possibly, although I'm not sure with the Volvo of Archie Handy back out there now, Paul McCumsky's old Volvo. That might be a little bit older than John Powell's DAF, I think, now. But the DAF's still going in 4th point scoring position in Division 2. Just over a minute on the clock, so it's going to be 3 wins out of 3 for Ryan Smith. He has, of course, got the fastest lap as well, 58.628.
Nice to see that even though he's already won his 9th championship, he's not showing any signs of slowing down. Quickly on the subject, though, of Paddy Mack, shout out to him. We're keeping in touch with him via the likes of Binty and his crew, and it's good to hear that he's doing very well. Fingers crossed we might get to see him with a visit down to one of the circuits next year, which would be great to catch up with him. Great driver and a generally jolly nice chap as well. I'm sure he'll be watching from home today.
Be nice to see Paddy Mack back out there someday, as David Jenkins still not quite able to get alongside Michael Oliver, so I think he's going to hang on for second place. And well, in the 4 minutes to go when Ryan Smith took the lead of this race, he's already 4 seconds up the road in front. I think it's going to be checkered flag this time. He's coming into Surtees now with 10 seconds left on the clock, and it's going to be...
He might catch it like he did yesterday, though. One more lap with 1 second left.
Well, we'll see. He was 4 seconds too early in race 2 yesterday. Had to do an extra lap. We'll wait to see the checkered flag goes out this time. Here comes Ryan Smith. It's surely going to be this time up towards the line, and it is a hat-trick for Ryan Smith. The checkered flag goes out on the board there. The checkered flag did not wave on the gantry, though, just to throw us off a little there.
It took about 4 seconds for it to go out over on the gantry as well, I think. So even Ryan Smith doesn't know the race is over.
I think he does now.
He's had
Flashes
the
the lights.
Very happy.
Michael Oliver second, David Jenkins in third, then Stephen Powell, the pole sitter, in 4th place. John Bowler takes 5th. Then Stuart Oliver, Tom O'Rourke, David Smith 8th. That'll give him pole position for race 5. Paul Rivette wins Division 2 in 9th place overall. Adam Bint comes over in 2nd in Division 2. And we wait to see, here comes Simon Cole, so he's going to gain a couple of points back on John Bowler in the championship. And there's Neil Yates coming back after his spin. David Smith has been given a 5-second penalty, we presume for exceeding track limits, but I don't think it affects his race position. A power slide from Paul Rivette in celebration of his Division 2 win. So Cole 2 places ahead of John Powell in Division 2, but we know that 4th place was Willem Bredijk, who is not scoring points. He's an invitation runner this weekend, and Archie Handy completing the finishers. Provisional result then as follows: 4.8 seconds the winning margin for Ryan Smith, who also got the fastest lap. Michael Oliver in 2nd place, holding off David Jenkins all the way. Stephen Powell, the early leader, in 4th after that moment up at Druids. 5th goes to John Bowler, ahead of Stuart Oliver. Tom O'Rourke in 7th place, good run for him from the back of the grid. David Smith takes 8th, just ahead of Paul Rivette, who wins Division 2 ahead of Adam Bint. Simon Cole 3rd in Division 2 ahead of Willem Bredijk. Then Neil Yates, John Powell and Archie Handy completing the finishers. Fastest lap in Division 2, double check as well. That went to Paul Rivette, so he gets the extra point there. So Pointy will be down in pit lane shortly. I'm going to quickly add up the points after that race so we can see the Division 2 situation. We'll head down to Pointy in pit lane.
Wow, phenomenal result there. What a race we saw from Ryan Smith. But fair play to Michael Oliver for holding his own that entire race, battling with Dave Jenkins. Let's head over then, if we can, to have a quick chat with the Division 2 first place driver. You're okay, cameraman, come on over. Never been this far down the pack before, further up the pit lane. Let's have a quick chat then to Paul Rivette. Unclip you here. Hold your curtain out of the way. So, Paul, phenomenal race for you. You've got to be happy with that result. Good to be back in the Division 2, showing them how it's done, right?
It's mega to be back out there, Pointy. It really is, you know. We missed out in Le Mans, so gutted about that, you know. Missed out on most of Snetterton with a blown engine, but we're back with a bang this weekend. I haven't stopped smiling all weekend. It's just been absolutely mega, you know. Massive thank you to all the guys in the team for all their hard work that they put in. Massive thank you to all the sponsors, obviously Napa Racing UK, Tackles Green Group, WD Recruitment, and everybody else you see in there. We've got tons of sponsors on here all involved with Napa as well. Valvoline, Cataclean, it's just mega. So yeah, that was a great race, that one. That was really good fun. I thought I'll let Dave and Tom through and see if they could get past Adman. At one point I thought, oh, I've done the wrong thing here. They're not going to get through past him. Because Binty wouldn't have putting up a tough fight.
Well, I tell you, Binty was very impressive that race. I didn't know whether you were going to catch him or not.
Yeah, well, he was really battling hard with the Division 1 guys. I'll tend to give him a bit more room than that, but fair play to him. He was going hammer and tongs at it.
I think we need to find a new Division 1.5.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, you're not the first person that said that.
Yeah.
But no, what a great race. You know, that's how racing should be. Really good fun. I always love these reverse grid races on a Sunday because they just bring so much entertainment to it.
It's certainly what we like to see. Right, well, they'll be clearing the pits ever so soon, so good job. Oops, sorry, shake your hand. Well done, buddy. Glad to have you back. New engine, of course, from the Napa racing truck there. Will we have time to quickly speak? Here we go, hanging out like a true trucker, got the driver's arm and everything. Adam, that was a phenomenal effort. I tell you what, we didn't even know whether you were going to finish in Division 1 or not.
Yeah, we was trying, but we had an issue with the water brake system, so the tyres was just overheating and the brakes was totally overheating, but we gave it what we could.
And I'd just like to opportunity to shout out to one of our biggest fans together, is Noah from your team.
Yeah, Noah Bint. Hello.
Hello Noah, hi mate. Right, they're shifting you off. Good work, Adam. Another great race from Simon Cole. Let's just get him on camera. He's doing very, very well, finishing ahead of John Powell again. He's going to give him a smaller points gap between that. Can we get to him? You got 30 seconds.
Maybe, baby, maybe.
It's getting closer. It's getting closer, mate.
You know, mate. It took me time to get going, innit?
Oh, here we go. I mean, he's going down with the trophy. Go on, lad.